Okay, okay. Now, this is something you gotta. Okay. It's story time. All right. I know you guys are dying to hear this, but I've got a dating story for you, an online dating story that you've got to listen to. So buckle up, get your best cup of coffee, and listen to the story. So I've been talking a lot about the fact that, hey, maybe I got to start looking overseas for a dating partner. Maybe need to get rid of the traditional dating apps and then head overseas. So I've been trying this app called China Cupid, I think it's called. You know, Cupid's got a bunch of dating sites. But anyway, so I've been trying this. So one thing that I've noticed about the dating site is their disclaimer on the site says that they vet a lot of their people and spend a lot of time making sure they're authentic and real. And that way you can be assured that you may be getting, you know, an authentic person, not some big scammer. So I was encouraged by that. I was like, cool. So as I got to know some people, I found that, you know, I put my profile together, you know, put my age range from like 35 to 45 is roughly what I was looking for. And then I started getting tons and tons of people who were under that age. So like 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, whatever, all ages below my 35. I'm putting in my preferences, and I kept getting these younger ones, you know, contacting me. And anyway, so this one girl, her name was Liu, Liu. She come across as kind of very shy and very, what do you say? Just very simple, very country girl. Simple country girl. Seemed like, you know, some of the other ones I got were real flashy, trying to show they're worth $1 million. They're always in finance, accounting, you know, got their own design firm, blah, blah, blah. So I asked this girl, I said, so what do you do for a living? She says, I'm a receptionist. I'm thinking, okay, got a normal girl for once. Lives with her mom and dad, and in, you know, Jeschling or something, whatever this place is. And I'm thinking, okay, pretty authentic, down-to-earth girl. She says, I'm just looking for a simple guy. You know, I don't have a lot of fluff, you know, she basically said, I'm just a simple country girl looking for love, very simple guy, down-to-earth, blah, blah, blah. And she's 27. Oh, well, she writes me, and I said, no, I said, you're way too young for me. This is not going to work. And she goes, why? You know, in our culture, we don't care about age. We don't care about that at all. We just care about a connection. I said, well, we haven't even talked. And I said, I really just red flag big time. I said, you seem sweet. Got a lot of the things I'm looking for, but you are just way too young. And she said, okay, I understand. Well, why don't we just, you know, talk as friends then, and just leave the romance part out of it? And I was a little hesitant at start, and then I was like, well, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, I like conversation too. I like meeting new people. I didn't expect this thing to go anywhere. And so that was my mindset from the very beginning. So I was careful. So we got talking and chatting, and she just seemed really down to earth. Like everything was just very, nothing was flashy. She wasn't trying to love bomb me. She wasn't, you know, telling me how wonderful I was all the time. She wasn't saying how good looking I was. She wasn't doing the typical stuff of almost all the other dating scams that are out there. And that is that they fall in love with you within a week, and all of a sudden you're the best thing since sliced bread. Well, this girl, she wouldn't send me her photos. Had a couple online, but they were real simple. And so I asked her, I said, you know, maybe you could share your photo, because I'm trying to make sure the photos that are online are her. So I said, yeah, can you send me a photo? And she goes, well, I really don't like sharing photos much, but, you know, I'm just really shy. And guys, if you know this is actually kind of a red flag. Well, anyway, so after a little humming and hawing for a day, she finally sends me a picture.